Today for Devotions with Daniela, we are reading White Women Get Ready, How Healing Post-Traumatic Mistress Syndrome Leads to Anti-Racist Change. This is a chapter called Up Close and Personal, Being Chosen. I'm reading this book a little bit every day for my own practice of deconstructing the delusion of white supremacy, and if you would like to join me, you can get copies attached here. Being Chosen. I keep this trip to Puerto Rico, the first of many chosen family vacations and spa trips that we took over the years, in a very special folder. It's filed at the front of the drawer, by far my favorite. Edged with a gilded frame, on the front of this folder, I've glued a photo of the glimmering Condado shoreline. The water is a sparkling aquamarine. The sand is fine with an occasional smooth rock or pebble. The sky reflects the color of the water, though in the real world, we know it's the other way around. At the top of my file, in gold glitter and very nice penmanship, which couldn't be my own, it says, Magical Puerto Rican Vacation. That one time everything was perfect. Kayla had used her vacation planning acuity to secure us a room at a 5-star beachfront hotel. It was the type of place that smelled like old money. Confident that its past riches would endure, the hotel had recently built a sparkling new wing where we found ourselves in a 2-bedroom with turn-down service, evening chocolates, and as many clean towels as we could ask for, which we did. As we walked around the hotel getting acclimated to the glitzy environment, we stopped in the lobby bathroom. It was much bigger than many people's houses, each stall encased in white marble. In the center of the room was a marble hand-washing station, and there were luxurious disposable hand towels. A half-yard square. My first Puerto Rican vacation was indulgent in a way Mennonite humble had taught me to resist. The idea of traveling to a beautiful faraway place, to sit on the beach and fully enjoy the moment of being on vacation, was a dynamically new concept for me. When I walked outside with my beach towel and water in hand, the hotel staff person greeted me and gave me free things. When we ventured to the beach, someone was there to set up our chaise lounges and strategically position and reposition the umbrella for me. I felt hesitant and uncomfortable with the racial and class dynamics of what it meant to be a white person from the States. It felt uncomfortable to be so diligently waited on by the disenfranchised citizens of a U.S. imperialist territory. The power dynamics were, of course, glaring. But in noticing Felicia and Kayla's orientation toward luxury, mainly my perception of their full enjoyment of it, a striking absence of guilt and self-deprivation, a knowingly strategic use of self-care, and the capacity to treat each staff member with the dignity of their full humanity, I began to try on what I had previously considered unnecessary indulgences. And it worked. I sat on the beach and by the infinity pool and watched the water, surrendering to my being. I bathed in the sun in the mornings and was lulled by the waves under the shade umbrella in the afternoons. I came back feeling much more rested, but also refreshingly relationally secure. The three of us experienced joy together. We experienced rest together. The experience was one of both self-care and community care. It was as if our time together had confirmed my deepest dream that maybe I could find chosen family, people with whom I really belonged. There's a whole history of women of color, and Black women in particular, carving out self-affirming cultures of joy, restoration, and self and collective care within systems that view them as capital. A legacy of which Felicia and Kayla are inheritors and also cultivators. I was somewhat aware of this context going into the trip, but especially while there, it highlighted for me the deficiency of community, self-care, and resilience practices I learned growing up white. Perhaps my family never felt like we needed to fully rest in order to survive. Perhaps that deeply instilled Protestant work ethic kept our middle classness in check. Perhaps the potentially guilt-laden drive to make the most out of our limited, but also relatively expansive, privilege co-opted rest and unconditioned joy for the certainty of self-bettering edification. And also, even as I critically examined my family's relationship to white middle-class travel, I remember having fun, a sense of messy togetherness, and the newness of adventure. That white middle-class messiness was not apparent at the five-star resort. While I sat on the beach and by the infinity pool, learning to relax and enjoy being, what I noticed the most was how much the white people around me seemed miserable. In this old money luxury, in what I supposed might have been a typical march for many of them, I watched parents ignore their children. I saw boyfriends avoid their girlfriends. I especially noticed vacant stares and a seeming disregard for the luxury around them. Perhaps the dissociation of whiteness keeps even the wealthiest among us opiated enough to not be able to actually enjoy its materialistic advantages. When our last night arrived, I didn't want the vacation to end. We were strolling along the massive hotel deck, watching a cruise ship float by, lit up in the distance. Our favorite astrologer had just posted weekly horoscope affirmations. "Let's read them aloud," one of us said. We found a place to sit on the plush porch furniture, listening to astrologer Chani Nicholas's words together and making the occasional connection or self-observation. I felt peaceful bliss. Feelings, joy, peace, connection, affirmation, and belonging. It's very important in difficult times to find joy and rest and community. And some white people, I think, in stable democracies have not experienced exactly difficult times. And now here we are. Check out White Women Get Ready by Amanda K. Gross.